Hey Aces, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We cover everything news, pop culture, Hollywood, and this weekend has been a huge news cycle. Unfortunately, Jonathan Majors was arrested on Saturday morning, and the details in this case have taken a life of their own. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll break down everything that I know and I've learned within the past few days. So, Jonathan Majors, he's a big star. He was an Ant-Man and Creed 3. The 33-year-old actor was taken into custody on Saturday morning after a woman told police that Majors had physically attacked her during a domestic dispute. So we've learned that she had physical injuries throughout her body. She had redness and marks on her face, as well as a cut behind her ear, and she was reportedly transferred to the hospital and she was in, stable condition. So law enforcement officers responded to the incident at 11 o'clock, around 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, and they arrested Majors without any incident. And he was ultimately charged with misdemeanors, including 2 counts of assault in the third degree and a lesser charge of attempted assault in the third degree and harassment in the second degree. However, his team and his lawyers have denied the allegations. So his lawyer put out a statement basically saying that, he's done nothing wrong and we look forward to clearing his name and clearing this up. So the exact relationship that Majors had with this young lady was initially unclear, and then sources later confirmed that the victim was his girlfriend. And she allegedly told the police that her and the actor had gotten into an argument after leaving a Brooklyn bar. And while making their way home, the girlfriend allegedly saw Majors texting another woman and confronted him. She said that Majors then grabbed her hand, slapped her before putting his hands around her neck. And the two reportedly spent the night apart, and the woman reported the attack to the police the following morning. So once, she went to the police, then they came and they arrested him on Saturday morning. So this is where it gets interesting, right? So after the initial arrest on Saturday, people were speaking out on Twitter. And as I said before, I kind of like to gather um, as much information as possible. I don't want to wait too long, obviously. And I wanted to make this video while it was still relevant on Monday morning. But on Saturday, directors A.B. Allen and Tim Nicolai spoke out against Jonathan Majors for quote unquote cruel, abusive, and vicious and sociopathic behavior in both his personal and professional life. They go on to say this is how virtually everyone speaks about him, and it's a shame that it took this long for him to be reported. So that, like, that initial those tweets, and I read them this past weekend, and I was just like, wow, because he's been in Lovecraft Country and The Harder They Fall and all these other films, and I've never heard anyone say anything negatively about him until this incident. And then as soon as this incident happened, like, everybody and their mom is like speaking out against his behavior and against a pattern of behavior, according to these two directors. Now, Jonathan Majors is, Ivy League trained. He graduated from Yale University with a degree in theater arts, and he really has kept his private life under wraps. I know he has, I believe, like a 9-month-old daughter. So, and he rarely speaks about, his girlfriend, his child. Like, he tries to keep his life pretty private. So that's why this was so surprising to me. Okay. Now, him leaving the courthouse with a baseball cap that said freedom on it was another little tidbit that was really interesting to me, because I'm sitting here like, okay, that's a little extra. I understand he's a theater kid and, an actor who's pretty sensitive, But it was really interesting what he chose to wear. However, his lawyer confirmed to BuzzFeed that the woman in question, this was the third thing, y'all. This is big. She recanted her statement about being physically assaulted. That blew my mind. So his lawyer further goes on to say that there's video evidence that will prove that Majors is innocent, and that the woman originally says that she was assaulted by Majors. She was having, quote unquote, an emotional crisis for which she was taken to the hospital yesterday. And this is the statement from his lawyer, Priya Chaudhry. Specifically, she says Jonathan Majors is completely innocent and is probably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows. We are quickly gathering and presenting evidence to the district attorney with the expectation that all charges will be dropped imminently. This evidence includes video footage from the vehicle where this episode took place, witness testimony from the driver, and others who both saw and heard the episode. And most importantly, 2 written statements from the woman recanting these allegations. All the evidence proves that Mr. Majors is entirely innocent and did not assault her whatsoever. Unfortunately, this incident came about because this woman was having an emotional crisis, for which she was taken to the hospital yesterday. The NYPD is required to make an arrest in these situations, and this is the only reason why Mr. Majors was arrested. We expect these charges to be dropped soon. So, okay, right? She was having an emotional episode. So I'm wondering, like, did she harm herself because there was redness around her neck? Was the driver? I mean, because in the 2 written statements recanting her initial statement, not 1 but 2, to me that feels like overkill, right? I'm not a lawyer, but that's a lot. And then the video footage, okay, like that's what I feel like, you know, is the key piece of evidence in this case, right? Because videos don't lie, people do. So I'm trying to piece together what really happened. And then the driver, of course, his testimony is going to be, really important because he was a firsthand witness to exactly what happened. So when they say that she was having an emotional crisis, was it because she saw him texting someone? Was she like self-harming? I have so many questions, but like I said, I wanted to at least bring you the video while it's still fresh in the news cycle. But I wanted to gather like what was going on over the weekend, because the story has changed so many times. And then um it's just, well, the good news is he has a good lawyer, right? The bad news is I feel like if this woman, was making false allegations or nothing happened, then that's really detrimental to him and his career. I don't know if he would sue her for defamation of character, but I guess he could. And there's already been a backlash toward, him. I mean, he was in a U.S. Army commercial campaign, and that's been pulled following this, initial arrest. So, and like I said, the freedom hat to me, it seems like a bit much. Like if someone were to write this out as a screenplay, I feel like a lot of this plot would be unbelievable. Like the screenwriters and the directors would probably say, no, it's kind of overkill, right? But you know, art imitates life, life imitates art. If and then why were people on Twitter assassinating his character? And directors, not just like, trolls or bots or whatever. Like they said that they work with him, and that Jonathan Majors has had a really long history of a pattern of behavior in terms of, being cruel and vicious and all these like really negative adjectives that assassinated his character. So I don't know. I'm going to keep you guys posted because I want to find out. I want to get to the bottom of it myself. There's too many questions. There's too many, she's recanting the statement, not once, but twice, 2 written statements. And he's got the twice freedom hat on. And I hope they release the video, because the video is going to tell the truth. Like I said, like Evidence doesn't lie, people do. But anyway, drop down in the comments, you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as soon as I find out an update, I will bring it to you. I'll talk to you later, aces. Bye.